I was recently directed to an article at faithit.com that claims it will prove how crazy it is to be an atheist with one simple and hilarious question. I love hilarity, and if you can prove me wrong about how I see the world, let's go for it.
We got people that are so self-absorbed that just because their little thinking niche market isn't being represented, they want to freak. Atheists. It's the only ideology that just freaks me out, man.
That's the only ideology that freaks you out? Really? So you're cool with a fundamentalist, militant Islamic group? Or a dictatorship not unlike the one in North Korea? But folks who don't believe in something that has no evidence, that's what makes you panic?
Atheist wants under God taken out of the Pledge of Allegiance. You know why? It offends him.
Gee, what could people possibly find offensive about indoctrination in a government-run agency that you send young children to? Nothing at all. Thinking back to an earlier point, that actually explains why he wasn't freaked out about North Korea. Because that's what he wants. A government telling people what to think.
Dude, you're an atheist. You don't even believe God is real. How can he offend you?
No, it's not God that offends us. It's the fact that his fan club thinks they have the right to muscle in and have the government promote their ideology.
Who is more irrational? The guy that believes in a God he doesn't see, or a guy who's offended by a God he doesn't believe in?
Look, bargain basement Dennis Leary, again, no one is offended by a God we don't believe in. But it's very offensive to tell us we have to believe in him, especially in a government system that is supposed to be secular, meaning everybody's rights are supposed to be respected, both believers and non.
What else is freaking you out? Unicorns? Unicorns! Oh, they're saying the unicorn word in school. Run, run!
Yeah. If the school I sent my kids to was saying that unicorns were real, then yeah, I would have a problem with that. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't you have a problem with a school teaching you that this is real?
We look at life and think it has purpose and meaning. We think that love is real and courage is real and nobility is real and honor is real. None of those ideas that I just told you that you believe is real is in matter. It's not in molecules. It's not material. It's transcendent. It's something beyond our humanness, something we couldn't have got to on our own, and certainly it wasn't evolved by evolution.
Yeah, all those things can be explained by evolutionary theory. Love is something that would cause you to care for others more than yourself, like your partner or children. Caring for them means you have a better chance to pass on your genes through them. Courage is being rational enough so that we know sometimes standing up to our fears gives us a better reward than running from them, like protecting our loved ones. See my earlier point. Being noble and having honor, like courage, means putting yourself in danger for the greater good. And often, that greater good is to help society, the society we all belong to. So a noble person would help society become stronger and more able to support each other. That's why we hold noble and honorable people in high regard, because we know acting in this way is the best for society.
Evolution says that whatever happens to survive is all that matters. That's all that matters, which means right and wrong doesn't exist. Culture just creates it as it goes.
No, not exactly. Evolution does not say what allows you to survive is all that matters. If you took the time to learn about it, it actually says what allows your genes to be passed on is what led to the diversity of life. In a social species, like humans, looking out for others means they'll be willing to look out for you, help protect yourself and your family. And yes, culture does help determine what is right and wrong. What was seen as wrong years ago is right now, and what was considered right in the past has been decided to be wrong now.
You see beauty and you see the majesty of creation, for crying out loud. You see God and his handiwork. Not that God. How can you not see that?
You see God in his handiwork? Good for you. I see a beautiful world out there. I see an amazing and awe-inspiring universe around us. But that awe is not because somebody built it, but because there is so much out there to learn that we don't know. Maybe there will be evidence out there for God. In which case, I'll have to reevaluate my view on the world. But until then, I plan to remain skeptical.
Well, God is a crutch, yeah? Well, not believing in God is a coma. You don't see none.
No, I keep my eyes open. I don't bury my head in the sand thinking, I know it all and will not change my beliefs. I challenge mine every day. I question what I know and what I think is true with every new fact that comes to me. My eyes are open, and if you can show me some evidence of this almighty God you talk about, I will honestly consider it.
Anthony Flew, 50 years, one of the most famous philosophical atheists in the world, teaches at Oxford. One of the most influential atheist philosophers in the world, 30 books on it. Recently said he's a deist now.
Yes, he changed his mind. The evidence he had, he felt, was not strong enough to convince him abiogenesis is right. If I come across enough evidence to prove I'm wrong, I will change my mind as well. Interestingly, the low-rent Sam Kinison here neglects a few points about Flew's beliefs after changing his mind. He didn't believe in a personal Christian God, calling the description of it a cosmic Saddam Hussein. His main issue with abiogenesis was the apparent impossibility of providing a naturalistic theory of the origin from DNA of the first reproducing species, something scientists have been able to better explain since his death.
Intelligent design theory, the same theory that a judge in Georgia said you're not allowed to teach kids because he's smarter than the atheist philosopher from Oxford.
See here, brain-damaged Bill Maher. No one is saying the judge is or isn't smarter in matters of philosophy, but surprisingly, he knows what the law is and what the government is and isn't allowed to do, namely, promote any religious views.
We've got to be prepared, folks. Prepared to battle for our country's standards of morality. What is going to base the next generation? God or just matter?
You're allowed to have whatever kind of morality you want, up until the point it affects somebody else. You can believe whatever you want, but if you put those beliefs into action and harm another because of them, then you're in the wrong.
But I say there's a whole bunch of people like us who aren't going away and want our country back, and we'll fight for it.
Yeah, there's a lot of us. Might makes right. We'll force the rest of the planet to conform to our worldview. Gah!
I'm a conservative and I'm a Christian and I'm proud.
Look, no one is telling you what you can or can't believe. You want to be Christian and proud? Fine. You want to nostalgically think back to the old glory days where people with your beliefs were able to run roughshed over everyone who thought differently? Fine. Pine away. But the rest of the world should not have to put up with being treated like second-class citizens because they have different beliefs than you. So, what was the one simple and hilarious question this article is talking about? I mean, the only question you really asked was why we're offended by something we don't believe in. And we're not. We're offended by government supporting a religion when they're not supposed to. And honestly, none of that was hilarious. All I saw was a sad, angry man who was upset he doesn't get to tell people how to live.
He's a bad Canadian.